Hello everyone! Today I will tell you about a film where a young princess was given to someone else's king in order to maintain peace in the country, and it's a movie called Marie Antoinette. In order for relations between Austria and France to strengthen, Princess Maria must marry the Prince of France. Maria is preparing for the upcoming trip. Her mother explains that the French court is very different from the French court, which is why she should listen to Mercy's advice. A couple of days later, Maria arrives in France. They are immediately greeted by Anna. She asks Maria to say goodbye to her friends. She even had to give her the dog.
Mops!
After which, Maria is given new clothes and they continue their journey. After a while, King Louis XV comes to meet them. He kisses Maria's hand and shows her his son, Louis XVI. A huge crowd of French nobility lined up next to the royal palace. Maria is amazed by such attention and does not know how to react. The high cost of the furniture, as well as what her future room looks like, also surprises Maria. After some time, the wedding between Maria and the prince begins. The king makes a toast about the future family life of his son and the speedy appearance of an heir. After the ball, the newlyweds are taken to the bed. The priest says a prayer, after which the king comes up and wishes to work hard that night. A new day is coming. Maria begins to be taught the traditions of the local nobility. For her, all this seems very ridiculous and unnecessary. During breakfast, Maria asks the groom about his hobby, making keys. The guy doesn't even want to answer and continues to eat. Then a church service awaits Maria. There, Maria and her maid are making fun of an elderly woman who falls asleep during prayer. Anna notices their joke and asks Maria to behave as befits a royal family. This evening, the whole family gathers for dinner. They are joined by Countess du Barry. Maria is very interested in who this woman is. Anna calls her the king's mistress. She is forbidden to be here, but the king found a way to allow her to come to the palace. Maria and du Barry make eye contact, but she is distracted by a servant. Du Barry freaks out, saying that no one here treats her like a lady. While other noble people do not like to sit at the same table with a woman from a brothel, simultaneously discussing how long Maria will stay in their family. At night, Maria was forced to sleep alone because the prince did not come to her. The maids suspect that the prince is not interested in Maria because she is from another country. These words offended the woman, and tonight she is trying to talk to her husband, but he is silent again. Tomorrow, Maria meets with her advisor Mercy. He conveys a message from her mother. Maria should not ride horses, as this increases the chance of losing the child. She also hopes that the news about the future heir will not be too long. Because of this, Maria is again trying to find a common language with her husband, but Louis again refuses and turns away. Maria doesn't understand what's wrong with her. Maybe she's not pretty enough or doesn't follow French traditions well. And every time she meets du Barry, she looks at Maria with an angry look. Days passed, but Maria never managed to fit into French society. The mother sent a new letter in which she asks to improve relations with the king's mistress. All the ladies of the court consider du Barry a fallen woman. She used to be an ordinary peasant woman, but she learned to manipulate men. All the girls pointedly ignore du Barry. Meanwhile, Maria does not understand at all how to improve her relationship with her husband. One day, Mercy reports that du Barry wants to give Maria expensive jewelry. Maria says she doesn't want to be friends with her. Mercy hints that she should not lose the affections of the king's woman. Because of this, Maria has to go up to du Barry and bow. In the evenings, the king has fun with du Barry, while his son Louis prefers to read books on mechanics. As a result of the civil war in Poland, Russia and Austria received part of the territory. This put them in a difficult position, since Poland was an ally of France. Maria replies that she is not interested in political games. Louis plans to go hunting again instead of hanging out with his wife. Because of this, Maria is afraid that du Barry will give the king a child faster than she does. The King of France does not want to break off relations with Austria because of the recent war in Poland. There's only one thing he really cares about. Why don't his son and Maria live like an ordinary family? The king sends the best doctor to them to make sure that everything is fine with them. When the royal performance is over, Maria begins to clap loudly, but she didn't know that in France, this is considered bad manners. However, all the people looked at Maria and followed her example. A day later, Maria receives another letter. Her sister is about to give birth to a baby. Therefore, Maria became a disgrace to them. In the evening, Louis finally began to show signs of love, but after a couple of kisses, he turns away and apologizes for his actions. During breakfast, Anna arrives with the news that the Countess of Provence has given birth to a child. This boy will become the first Prince of Bourbon. Maria congratulates the woman, but in reality, she is very jealous of her. Rumors spread around the courtyard that Maria was barren. Anyway, every day she tries on a lot of beautiful things, drinks champagne and gambles. One day she got so drunk that she agreed to go to a masquerade. Her husband also came there. Maria notices a man who is looking at her intently. It turns out he is a young count from the Swedish army. Maria openly flirts with him, but doesn't cross the line. Louis asks his wife to leave because he feels uncomfortable. Only in the morning did everyone return home. The couple is informed that the king has contracted smallpox. His life could end at any moment. The priests cannot accept his confession because he has a mistress, because of which the king had to drive away Du Barry. When the king died, Louis began preparations for taking power. From that day on, Maria became a full-fledged queen. Her birthday was celebrated in the most luxurious way possible. And even though she is now a queen, her love of gambling has not gone away. Her husband asks her to go to bed, but Maria decides to stay with the guests. The chambers of the king and queen are a real mess. In the afternoon, she is informed that she is spending a lot of money, which is why there is nothing left for charity for the people. Maria is not interested in this, as she is in a hurry to try on a new dress. At the same time, Louis is learning the art of politics. The Americans are asking for help to carry out a revolution. The council asks America to help and send money there. Louis agrees with their decision. Maria's brother comes to see her. He immediately begins to lecture. Her gambling and partying will not bring anything good. That same night, Louis finally decided to make love. Maria was very happy, and after a while she gave birth to a girl. Even though it was not his son, Louis had no intention of leaving Maria. She named the girl Teresa. Maria wanted to look after her daughter, but she was told that nannies would do this. The king gave Maria her personal mansion, where she could take a break from royal life. A couple of years later, Maria is still living in the mansion. Sometimes friends came running to visit her. After a while, she performs in the theater. Queens don't usually do this, but her husband didn't see anything wrong with it. The king invites Maria to a ball in honor of the military. Among them was Count Axel from the previous masquerade. They looked at each other all evening, drinking a lot of alcohol at the same time. Because of this, Maria began to openly flirt. Other people consider it as unacceptable as possible. As soon as everyone fell asleep, Maria entered the count's room and they spent time together. From that day, their secret romance began. When he had to leave, Maria's life lost all its color, and all her free time she remembered the secret affair. The people of France are starving, but the king is not going to reduce payments for the Americans, while Maria has become a real evil for the people. She spends an inexplicably large amount of money on her life. One day she was informed that her mother had died. A year later, Maria had a son. All the nobles rejoice at the heir, but the people still hate her. An angry crowd captured the Bastille, and most of the nobles fled, but the king and queen decided to stay. Louis was put forward a demand to pay the peasants for food, but the royal family does not change their principles. Because of this, already at night, the crowd approached the palace. Maria tries to bow, and although the crowd falls silent for a moment, it ultimately does not help. The couple has one last dinner at their home and leaves the palace. This is where the film comes to an end. Subscribe to the channel if you liked the video. Do not forget to leave your comments. See you very soon. Bye.